Hey guys, so today we're going to review my phone like I promised. I was able to get hold of a Samsung Z Trifold a little bit earlier than everyone else. I got it imported and everything. And so today I wanted to kind of go over what I've liked about it. I've been using it for about 2 weeks and I really wanted to do like a review on it. But I mean, there's so many other reviews out there on this phone. I don't feel like I need to go over the specs or anything like that. You can already see that all over the place, all that's released. Really want to just give my real world opinion of it, someone who's actually spent money on it, and especially wanting to get this video out before it truly becomes available in the United States. Before, I was using the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold, which is a mouthful. I don't know why manufacturers can never seem to get a name that makes any sense. They always have so many parts in them. I mean, even this one, the Samsung Galaxy Z Trifold, so freaking long. I'm sure iPhone will do it better. When it comes to the name, it'll probably just be called like the iPhone Fold, and then the next one will be called the iPhone Fold 2, which is a much easier thing to say. But anyways, so I've been an avid Fold user. I used the Fold 1, the Samsung Galaxy Fold 1, temporarily. Didn't like it that much, so ended up returning it. But then I did end up using Fold 2, and I believe the Fold 3. And then I went from the Fold 3 to the original Pixel Fold, and then went from that to the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. And honestly, of all of those folds, the one that I ended up liking the most and missing the most was the original Google Pixel Fold. And that's predominantly because of the orientation that it had. It was, compared to the Google Pixel Fold, it was shorter and fatter. And then so when you open it up, it was more of in like a landscape orientation, which was so much better for my use case of folds. From entertainment, YouTube watching, I mean, I watch a ton of YouTube, and for entertainment, landscape makes so much more sense. And so the original Pixel Fold, actually, I liked it a lot better than the new Pixel Fold. And the 10, which is the newer version of this, has the exact same problem because it's basically the same phone as this. It's just slightly narrower because they got rid of, if you can see, they got rid of this bezel here. But I'm not overly fond of this square aspect ratio where it's basically the same, whether it's in this landscape or this landscape. With the Trifold, this is a real tablet. So, we've always joked like, oh, look, I got a tablet in my pocket. But, I mean, this is literally a tablet in my pocket. The Fold and the Pixel Fold in comparison is not really a tablet. It's like a stretched out phone. I know a lot of people are really kind of ragging on this phone for one big purpose compared to the Huawei phone, which is the fact that the Huawei phone is still usable when you fold once, because it still has the dual screen phone, because it makes a Z instead of the G that this makes. This phone makes a G, whereas the Huawei phone makes a Z. And honestly, I don't see what you're really missing by losing that, because anything that you need that orientation for, you can just turn this tablet in portrait and voila, it's the exact same phone. Like literally, it's actually the same, but you have a little bit extra real estate vertically. Like, I don't know what people are doing on this form factor that you can't do in portrait. So maybe let me know in the comments below if you feel like you would be missing this. But I actually even saw a post not too long ago, and it was like a survey done on Huawei users of their Trifold, and they found that almost none of their Trifold users actually used the bifold mode that it has. They almost always either used the normal phone mode, you know, the single pane mode, or the full trifold mode. And honestly, I think there's a big reason for that, which is just that once you have this real estate, you want to use this real estate when you want to use a bigger phone. I find it so often, like for most of the day when like I'm working and stuff like that, I'm pretty much using this as a phone with just the single pane. And honestly, it's a really good phone for that. Like it's a good aspect ratio. I like that it has even bezels, unlike the Google Pixel Fold that I was using before. And it really works quite well for that. But then when you want a tablet, you can literally open it up all the way and boom, you have a real tablet in your pocket now. I can't tell you how nice spreadsheets are on this thing, how nice watching a YouTube video is on this thing, because you have so much screen real estate. I think it's a 16:10 aspect ratio, which is literally perfect for watching content. You have just slight little bars at the top and the bottom. And for looking at like a spreadsheet, there's so much room on these spreadsheets. You know, like when I open up this spreadsheet, you can see there's just so much room. There are still drawbacks to this phone. Obviously, it's heavy. Funny enough, I've been using it for 2 weeks, and the first time I've touched this phone in 2 weeks was for this video. And right before I grabbed it for this video, I picked it up and was actually surprised by how light it was, because this phone is substantially heavier than the Pixel Fold or any of the Galaxy Folds before it. But I will tell you, you kind of do get used to the weight, because before I thought this phone was kind of heavy, and then I've been using this for a couple weeks, and now this phone feels incredibly light. And I'm sure if I grabbed a normal phone, I would feel like it is a piece of paper because it'd be even lighter. So you do get used to the weight for sure. As far as the thickness, I really wouldn't say that bothers me very much. And the main reason is because it's like barely thicker than the Pixel Fold. I don't know if you can kind of see this. On top of each other, but it is absolutely just ever so slightly thinner or thicker than the Pixel Fold. And I think this is actually still thinner than every Samsung Fold that I used, because I used the Samsung Galaxy Fold 1, 2, and 3, and this is thinner than all of those phones. So the thinness has never really bothered me with any of them before, and the Trifold, it still doesn't really bother me at all. As you can see, I have a habit of cleaning the screen because this phone overall is a huge fingerprint magnet for sure, but all folds kind of are, so, and all phones kind of are, so I just have a habit of kind of cleaning it off with my sleeve. But the thing that actually surprised me the most was how little the creases bothered me on this phone. Although there's 2 of them, Samsung has done a really good job of making you barely feel the crease. You can kind of feel it on each one of them, and I'd say the right one is a little bit more noticeable than the left one, but compared to my Pixel 9, this is a much more noticeable crease. I don't know if the Pixel 10 has gotten better. I doubt it, but compared to the Pixel 9, the Trifold has much, much less noticeable creases and more with the touch than anything else. And I think that's the biggest thing, because seeing them has never bothered me on any of these phones, because when you're looking at it head on, you just never notice the creases, but you can feel them. And so, especially with having 2 of them, it's really nice that they did such a good job making you really not notice it that much. You can just barely feel it when you're going over. And honestly, on like a day-to-day use of this phone, I very rarely notice the creases. I'm someone who uses this phone both vertically and horizontally, but in both orientations, I don't really notice anything with the creases. It's something I was surprised by, and I think it really shows how much Samsung has developed these phones over years, because I don't really look at this phone as a first gen product. It's really an 8th gen product, because it's really just a Fold 7 with an extra fold in it. And down to from the cameras to everything else, it's basically a Fold 7, just with an extra hinge and a bigger battery. And really, that's the last thing I wanted to talk about. As far as I guess I'll mention the cameras too, but as far as the cameras, I'm not really a huge camera nerd when it comes to my phone. If it takes a good enough photo, that's good enough for me. I've found on all of these phones, cameras these days in phones take good enough photos across the board pretty much. And that's pretty much how this phone works. It takes good enough photos for my purposes. If I need a nicer photo, I'll go grab a real camera. I don't need my phone to take really, really good pictures. So that's kind of my take on it. I'm sure there are plenty of people that have phone and it needs to be the best camera they have, but that's not my take on it. So moving on to battery though, I find that I am shocked by how good this battery works. For example, I have been using this all day. I've been up since 7 a.m. and it is about 10:15 p.m. right now, and I still have 68% battery. And I would say that I'm a relatively hard user. I'd say that from like the beginning of the day to lunch, I'm constantly listening to stuff through earbuds using my phone. I use it as like a phone, so just the single pane for most of that time, with intermittent use of this screen during that time. And then at lunch, I pretty much exclusively will use this screen for at least the entire hour of lunch. And then basically after that, I go back to using it just single pane mode for most of that time until about 5 p.m. and I'm done with work. And then I move on to using this screen much, much more later in the day, whether that's watching YouTube, reading a book, doing whatever else I'm doing on this screen. I just prefer to use it once I'm, relaxing later in the day. And obviously I still 67% battery right now. And, I've been ending most days, on the heaviest day I think I only had it down to like 30%. On most days, it's more like around 50%, which is just crazy for me. I wasn't really expecting that. I was getting fine battery life from my Pixel Fold, honestly, but I was still surprised how much better the battery life is when you have such a big screen. And I'm just kind of impressed by that. So kudos to Samsung for doing good with the battery on such, basically a tablet that fits in your pocket. So that kind of wraps up my thoughts and opinions on the Samsung Trifold. So if you guys have any questions, I can definitely answer any of them. I can probably post shorts in the future answering each one of those questions, especially if it's something that I need to like show you on the screen or anything like that. So definitely leave those questions in the comments below, and hope you enjoyed this opinion review, whatever you want to call it, of the Samsung Trifold. Thank you very much. See you next time.